I inherited the haunted house.
The will clearly states that you've got to stay here for 1 week before you can own it.
There are definitely dead bodies in the basement because of the whole, energy surrounding this place.
Hello, Daisy. I am your grandfather.
You're my grandpa?
Hello, Daisy. My name is William.
You want some?
No, thank you.
She is my granddaughter. She must have several black belts by now.
I don't know any martial art.
Fine. I will do this myself. When was the last time you exercised? I could barely kick.
I exercise my right not to exercise grandpa.
Oh my god, I can feel my legs.
Split on chair.
Who do you think I am? Jean-Paul Van Damme?
What's up, everybody? This is Fred Richani. We have right here via Zoom a very special guest. She is an award-winning filmmaker, actor, martial artist, just to name a few of her many job titles. We are talking to the filmmaker and star of the upcoming Kung Fu Ghost, arriving on VOD and DVD August 2nd, the incredibly talented Jennifer Linch. Jennifer, thank you so much for the time. How's everything going?
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I'm doing great. Thank you so much.
Cheers. I'm sorry I don't have any tea with me too, but you could drink for me. So there you go.
This is tea.
Well, Kung Fu Ghost, we just saw some highlights of the film. We saw the trailer. Wow. This film includes a lot of martial arts, a lot of action, some scariness, some spookiness, a lot of comedy. How did the whole story come about?
I always like comedy, martial art, like Jackie Chan, Stephen Chow. Stephen Chow is really great. He has lots of fantasy martial art comedy. And then Jackie Chan have a lot of comedy. And I just remember I have the best time that I spent with my dad when he's still alive, and then my brothers and my mom, so that's the best memory I had. So martial art comedies is always there. And I love ghost stories. So this movie have martial art comedy and ghost story in it, but not scary. I like my ghost to be handsome and stuff, not scary.
Were there any challenges in filming Kung Fu Ghost during this time?
Kung Fu Ghost, when it done with the production, the whole world shut down right away. And because our budget is so much that we have enough money to fit like four a day. So like there are a lot of challenging, in terms of like limited budgeting. And when we need some additional shot, that is during the pandemic. So everything a little bit difficult, but we paddle through it.
You had some awesome co-stars to play off of. How was that whole casting process like?
So for Grandpa David, David is the award-winning filmmaker here in San Diego. And when I asked him to cast to do the audition for the film, he got it down really well. So I took him and I trained him in doing martial art for about 3 months so he can like punch a little bit. And he did hit on stunt when he's fallen down, even with a really bad knee. And with William, I shot on over for someone that had like the William look. So when I see a picture, I'm like, yeah, he William. So we connect to his agent and we established the chemistry for like 5 or 6 months before we actually meet in person. And we have the acting coach to coach us throughout the acting process.
One of the first scenes includes yourself and your cat. And I didn't realize that that's actually your cat in real life. So what was it like filming your cat? Did it comply with the whole scene?
No, no. We are cat owners. They do what they want. But he actually really good in terms like, okay, come here, sit with mama. When I say action and then touch me, okay? You just tell them. And you hope for the best, but he actually did really well. He know how to touch. He respond well to action.
Now, I'm sure a lot of people will look at your resume, will check out your IMDb, and they'll say, "Wow, you know, you've won these awards on the independent circuit. You've gotten into film festivals. You've gotten distribution for a number of your films, including Kung Fu Ghost." But it all kind of had to start somewhere. It's hard enough to act. It's hard enough to master martial arts, plus filmmaking on top of that. So for you, what kind of came first? Was it the martial arts aspect? Was it performing? Or did it kind of go hand in hand as you were growing up?
The most important thing is that I just want to tell my own story, the thing that stick with me throughout my childhood. So I think that that would be producing first, because I work with my writer, we develop project together. So that producing what I love as I was growing up. And then the acting, because I own my production company, it costs a lot, especially in like a low budget level to have like an actress that commit months and months in advance. You have to pay them a lot. Like, I don't have money, so let me step in. And the directing, because I want to make sure the vision come out. And the editing, color rating, sound design, this and that is because the pandemic thing happened. And the editor, who I really admire, say that your footage is trash. I cannot have my name in your movie, so here's your money back. So that is like at the end of March 2020. So I got the money back. I went straight to the grocery store. I bought a whole bottle of red wine. I still have the picture. And then I got depressed. I like in bed, I drink red wine and everything. And I seek out another editor in New York who charged a lot of money to teach me how to edit 8K. And for the last 2 years, I learned how to edit the movie, do sound design in that. And I never want to do it again. The post-production is so hard.
That is incredible, though. So, I mean, production, editing, directing, doing your own stunts, of course, acting, writing. I mean, that's a whole lot of work. Have you thought when you got into acting, did you originally want to set out to kind of make your own studio, or did you look into maybe, you know, just being a traditional actor and getting cast in films?
No, I wanna start my own production. I think for the next film, I will hire a director so I can focus on the acting, but the producing and the acting is still there. I'm just gonna hire a director to direct the next one, and definitely the post-production team, because I never want to edit again. You know what?
Yeah, as somebody who also edits a lot, yeah, I don't blame you. When you could hire an editor, you know, definitely, definitely do that. And as I mentioned, you also did your own stunts, which is just so badass on top of everything else you're doing. But I would imagine it kind of wears on you. So how's your body feeling these days?
Oh, it is good. No stunt right now, but doing the filming with the knife fight with the ninja in the kitchens, we have a longer fight scene. But me and Shane, the ninja, were having really high fever that day. So Jason June, the action director, he had to decide it differently right on the spot for the very ending. So both of us can go home and like lay down. I have like over 101 fever that day. And in the morning, I remember Quentin Tarantino movie, the scene that Uma Thurman in the car and she trying to tell her toe to move. I did the same thing, but my body wouldn't move. And then I had to crawl out of bed trying to like make up and everything, go to the set and do the fight scene.
Kudos to you. Glad you got through that and everything. And it's a very unique time right now in film, especially for independent film, right? You have all these different streaming services and everything else. Do you feel like this is one of the best times to be an independent filmmaker as far as getting your work out there and getting it seen?
I think it would be much easier than before, because you can go through distributor to go through on a different kind of platform, or you can go through Film Hub or Indie Right and get your movie out there. And this is sincerely from my heart. If you make indie movie, you make it because you love it, not to get rich and famous or anything, because the hard work and like the blood tear and pain go into the movie. Unless you love it very much, if not, it's not going to be worth it.
And in terms of your martial arts background, have you ever thought about kind of competing professionally in any kind of martial art, as far as like, karate or jujitsu or even mixed martial arts or anything? Or do you want to just keep it on set with the film?
Just on set with the same. my teacher said that you can go to tournament. I said, nope, I don't want anyone beat me up. When I was a kid, I got beat up. That's why my brother sent me to his friend martial arts school to train me, so I don't get beat up anymore. But I only get beat up one time. And when I go to martial arts school, I get beat up professionally 2 or 3 times. And it's not like I can cry or anything, because the teachers come, are you crying? Do not cry. And so I learned not to cry since then.
Fair enough. Hey, that makes sense. I don't blame you. You're doing great on screen. Now, we always like to ask our guests some kind of random and rapid fire questions just to get to know them better. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right. What's your favorite late night snack or cheat meal?
Nothing.
Nothing. You don't like any sweets? There's nothing that you shouldn't eat that you like to eat once in a while? Chocolate or,
Don't like chocolate. I don't like candy. No, I don't eat after 9.
We love healthiness here. That's great. Who was your favorite actor growing up?
Jackie Chan and Stephen Chow.
What's your favorite form of martial arts?
Kaiju Kembo and Kosaru. That one pretty violence, and I like that. But I do Taekwondo now, so we are very follow the rules and everything. So.
Now, as a filmmaker, you do get to travel a lot as well to different festivals and things like that. Sometimes you travel for fun. What's your favorite place to travel?
San Francisco. And I really want to go to New York, but I haven't had a chance yet. I really want to see New York.
Since you don't have any cheat meals, what's your favorite food?
Vietnamese food, but I'm on a diet the last 45 days now, so I haven't had any Vietnamese food yet.
Wow.
Pretty sad.
You are so disciplined. Much respect for that. What's your most awkward moment as an actor?
Maybe kissing scene. I don't know the person that well, and then you have to kiss, uncomfortable. But I'm the director, so you have to make the actor feel comfortable too. So it's weird.
Yeah, that makes sense. Besides Kung Fu Ghost, do you have any other upcoming projects you're allowed to talk about?
Yes. So my writer developing a next action comedy. If we get more money, if we get real money, it's gonna be fun. It's a little bit like the other guys, Mark Wahlberg and Will Ferrell and 21 Jump Street. We're gonna have more stunt outside with bike scene, car scene, and a lot of different type of martial art. But any martial art we do, it's gonna be funny. But the next style in martial art is going to be a lot of Kaiju Kembo, Kosaru, and a lot of Taekwondo. And we're going to have a lot of Taekwondo joking.
What's the best piece of advice you give for success?
That to start out, you really need to love what you do. And the script, especially independent film, the script should mean something to you. Because the work go into it is just so tremendous. And all of the obstacle you ever face, it's way more than you ever asked for, so much more. So make sure that is something you love, something you can sacrifice your time for, and something that be meaningful to you. And in terms of distribution, there are a lot of indie filmmakers don't make any money with distributor, because distributor is like a tiger and we are just like a Bambi. But I'm just lucky that I did a lot of research. And so far, I really like Lisa Hoffman at Vision Film. And when I work with them for the last many months, they really rate. And I'm just grateful to have the opportunity to work with Lisa. The first thing Lisa ever asked me is not about the aspect of the business of distribution, but she asked, what happened to him? Why did he have to go away? So I'm like, okay, I'm going to work with Lisa.
I love that. So work with somebody who actually cares about your work and is interested in the story.
Yes.
Why should people watch Kung Fu Ghost?
Something that can take your mind away from really difficult day. You want something that you have fun with it, something that turn your mind up and have fun. So that Kung Fu Ghost is nothing serious, just fun. Take you to a different place.
And is there anything you wish I asked you in this interview?
Nothing.
Great.
One thing I want to say on is that if you like cat, dog, deers, and squirrel, Kung Fu Ghost are all of them. And I wish that my next movie I will have more animals in my film.
All right. Well, if you need to borrow a couple cats, I have some if you need. So
I do. I always want to have a movie about cats.
we'll make it happen. Awesome. Well, of course, Kung Fu Ghost will be arriving on all major video on demand platforms and even on DVD August 2nd via Vision Films. Jennifer, thank you so much for your time. Before we let you go, where can we find you online?
Maybe you can Google Jennifer Linch and then you can get my website, namelessstudio.net. Namelessstudio.net. Nameless, like no name.
I love that. And actually, bonus question, how'd you come up with the name?
My original production company named Sunshine Pictures. Sunshine is the name of my first cat in America. I love her so much and she just died on me. So I named the production company after her. But saying her name a lot makes me sad. So I changed it to a different name. And I don't know what name to change to. So I say Nameless because,
Hey, fair enough. That works. Of course, again, Kung Fu Ghost, August 2nd, video on demand and DVD. Jennifer, thank you so much.